After the age of 65, your body can lose up to 5% of its muscle mass every single year. A staggering 99% of seniors have no idea this is happening. This isn't just a normal part of aging. It's a specific condition called sarcopenia, and it's linked to a 64% higher risk of dangerous falls, accelerated brain decline, and a twofold increase in the risk of an early death. But here's a powerful truth that often gets overlooked. What if I told you that your daily cup of coffee could become your most effective weapon against this muscle loss? In fact, adding just 1 scoop of a natural powder to your coffee could help reverse years of muscle decline. And compelling studies prove it can increase strength by up to 43% in just 12 weeks. Yet, this simple strategy is rarely discussed. While many companies promote expensive or complicated treatments, a simple morning ritual is transforming lives. In this video, we are revealing 3 specific powders that, when added to your coffee, can supercharge your muscles, reignite your strength, and help turn back your biological clock without drastic lifestyle changes. You will find them ranked in descending order from useful to absolutely life-changing. And the #1 powder on our list has been shown to activate dormant muscle-building genes by over 200%. Before we begin, I have 2 questions for you. Have you noticed your strength declining even if you try to stay active? Does getting up from a comfortable chair feel harder than it used to? We read and reply to each and every comment with personalized tips and advice. Now, let's start with our first powder and discover how 1 small scoop in your coffee could change your entire body from the inside out. Number 3. Collagen powder. Collagen powder is one of the most underrated additions to your coffee, yet it's a true game changer for muscle health in older adults. Think of collagen as the protein that forms the structural framework of your muscles, tendons, and joints. As we age, our natural collagen production plummets. This is what leads to weaker muscles, slower recovery after activity, and even sagging skin. Sarcopenia, which is the gradual loss of muscle mass, hits much harder when your collagen levels are low because the very scaffolding that holds your muscle fibers together becomes fragile and breaks down more easily. What makes collagen powder so special is that it provides the exact amino acids your body needs to repair and rebuild these essential muscle structures. It's particularly rich in glycine and proline, 2 amino acids that are crucial for maintaining healthy connective tissue and supporting muscle regeneration. A 2021 randomized controlled trial published in the journal Nutrients showed that seniors who consumed 15 grams of collagen peptides daily while engaging in light exercise experienced an average increase of 9.3% in lean muscle mass over just 12 weeks. This is incredibly significant, especially considering these were adults aged 65 and older who were otherwise mostly sedentary. Now, the way you take collagen matters. Stirring it into your coffee is one of the best methods because the warmth helps it dissolve completely and become more bioavailable. That simply means your body can absorb and use it more effectively. When you're shopping, you need to look for hydrolyzed collagen peptides. These have been broken down into smaller units that your body can absorb quickly. Aim for 10 to 15 grams per day, added directly into your morning cup of coffee. But here is a critical catch. Many seniors make the mistake of buying cheap collagen powders that contain artificial sweeteners or unnecessary fillers, which can cause bloating or digestive upset. You must avoid powders that list ingredients like maltodextrin or natural flavors, which are often just synthetic additives. Look for a product that is unflavored, comes from a grass-fed source, and has been tested by a third party for purity. Another common error is assuming all collagen types are the same. Type 1 and Type 3 collagen, which are typically found in bovine or marine sources, are specifically beneficial for muscle tissue. You should generally avoid chicken-based collagen, which is primarily type 2 and is better suited for joint health, not muscle building. The best time to take it is right after waking up, mixed into hot coffee on an empty stomach. This allows for optimal absorption before your digestive enzymes get diluted by food. Also, try not to mix it with dairy milk, as the calcium can sometimes interfere with how well the collagen is absorbed in your gut. Let me share a common scenario. Imagine a 71-year-old retired teacher who started experiencing constant leg weakness and stiffness in her mornings. She described it as feeling like her muscles were slowly melting away. A look at her daily routine revealed she had almost no protein in her breakfast. We suggested she add 12 grams of hydrolyzed collagen powder to her morning black coffee and continue her usual light activities, like walking. In just 8 weeks, not only did her muscle tone visibly improve, but she also reported feeling much more stable when climbing stairs. It was a simple change that made a profound difference in her daily confidence and mobility. Regarding precautions, individuals with fish or shellfish allergies should always choose bovine collagen over marine-based sources. Some people might experience mild digestive changes in the first few days, but this typically resolves as your body adjusts. If you're taking blood thinners, it's wise to consult your physician, as collagen can have a minor effect on clotting factors. Collagen might not be the most powerful powder in this video, but it's a critical foundational supplement for any senior who wants to rebuild their body from the inside out. Now, let's move on to our next one, which works even faster and helps trigger muscle growth at the cellular level. Number 2, creatine monohydrate. Creatine monohydrate is one of the most heavily researched supplements in all of medical science, and it is absolutely not just for young athletes. It is a natural compound found in small amounts in foods like red meat and fish. But when taken as a supplement, especially when combined with coffee, it becomes a powerful weapon against muscle loss in older adults. Sarcopenia isn't just a slow erosion of strength, it's a fundamental breakdown of the energy supply within your muscle cells. This is exactly where creatine comes in to save the day. Creatine is stored in your muscles as something called phosphocreatine. This molecule is essential for regenerating ATP, which is the direct fuel your muscles use to contract and move. As we age, our natural stores of phosphocreatine drop significantly, which leads directly to fatigue, weakness, and slower movement. A major 2022 meta-analysis published in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle analyzed data from 18 separate randomized controlled trials. It found that older adults who supplemented with creatine showed an average improvement of 7.7% in upper body strength and a 5.9% increase in lower body muscle mass, even without performing intense exercise. That's a huge benefit, considering the participants were between 65 and 85 years old. What makes creatine such a perfect partner for coffee is the caffeine itself. When taken together, the gentle thermogenic effect of caffeine appears to increase creatine uptake into the muscle cells. This is especially true first thing in the morning when your body's insulin sensitivity is naturally at its highest. The result is better muscle energy, more endurance for daily activities, and quicker regeneration of muscle tissue after even mild exertion like walking or gardening. To use it properly, start with a small dose of 3 to 5 grams of creatine monohydrate mixed into your black coffee in the morning. Make sure the product you choose is micronized. This just means it's broken into very fine particles that dissolve much better in hot liquids. Avoid the common mistake of mixing it with boiling water, as extremely high heat can degrade its stability. Instead, let your coffee cool for a minute or two, then stir in the powder thoroughly until it's fully dissolved. A critical mistake to avoid is something called loading. This is a bodybuilding strategy that involves taking very high doses for the first few days. Seniors should never do this. It places unnecessary stress on the kidneys and often leads to uncomfortable water retention. Stick to a consistent, low daily dose and the results will come steadily with time. Also, be sure to drink enough water throughout the day. Creatine works by pulling water into your muscle cells to help with hydration and volume, so staying well hydrated is key to its effectiveness. Consider a man in his late 60s, a retired handyman who had always been active. But by age 68, he noticed his thighs were getting thinner, and even walking a few blocks left him feeling exhausted. He was skeptical about supplements but agreed to try adding creatine to his morning coffee. We suggested 5 grams of micronized creatine monohydrate daily, paired with a light resistance band routine just 3 times a week. By the 6th week, his energy had skyrocketed. He could walk longer distances, carry his groceries without feeling winded, and even began helping his neighbor with yard work again. Most importantly, a follow-up scan showed a 4.6% increase in lean muscle tissue in his lower body. This is real-world proof that creatine doesn't just boost performance, it helps you rebuild your muscle mass from the ground up. The precautions here are minimal but important. If you have any pre-existing kidney disease, please consult your doctor before starting creatine. Some people experience mild water retention in the first week, which is actually a positive sign that your muscles are storing the creatine properly. Just make sure to drink an extra glass of water with your creatine coffee to support optimal kidney function. As you can see, creatine is more powerful than collagen because it goes deeper into the cell's energy systems, making it a true catalyst for change in aging muscles. But what if there was a powder that could go beyond just energy and structure? What if there was one that could directly activate your muscle-building genes and restore lost strength, almost like flipping a biological switch? That's exactly what our number one powder does. Number 1. Leucine. Leucine stands alone as the single most important powder for reversing sarcopenia. This essential amino acid acts as the master switch for muscle protein synthesis, which is the scientific term for building new muscle. Without adequate leucine, your muscles simply cannot grow or even maintain their mass, regardless of how much protein you eat or how much you exercise. The leucine threshold phenomenon explains exactly why older adults are so particularly vulnerable to muscle loss. So, what does that mean? Well, as we age, our muscles become more resistant to the anabolic signals that trigger growth. A younger adult might only need 1 to 2 grams of leucine to stimulate muscle protein synthesis after a meal. But adults over 65 often require 3 to 4 grams to achieve the very same effect. This increased requirement, known as anabolic resistance, is a primary driver of sarcopenia. Leucine works through something called the mTOR pathway, which is the central cellular mechanism that controls all muscle growth. When leucine levels in your blood reach a specific threshold based on your age, it activates mTOR, just like flipping on a light switch. This activation triggers a cascade of cellular events that result in the formation of new muscle tissue. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults who supplemented with leucine increased their muscle protein synthesis rates by an incredible 51% compared to a placebo. The protocol for adding leucine to coffee requires precision for optimal results. Mix 3 to 4 grams of pure leucine powder into your coffee once it has cooled to a comfortable drinking temperature. Leucine has a slightly bitter taste that actually complements coffee's natural bitterness quite well. Stir continuously for about 45 seconds, as leucine tends to float on the surface initially. The key is to consume this within 5 minutes of mixing to prevent any degradation. Timing is absolutely crucial with leucine supplementation. Taking it with your morning coffee on an empty stomach creates the highest possible spike of leucine in your bloodstream, which is exactly what's needed to overcome anabolic resistance. You should then wait at least 30 minutes before eating breakfast to maintain this leucine peak. This specific approach has been shown to increase muscle protein synthesis by up to 70% compared to taking leucine with food. The most common mistake people make is taking too little leucine. Many protein powders on the market contain only 1 or 2 grams per serving, which falls well below the necessary threshold for older adults. Another error is combining leucine with other amino acids right away. While complete proteins are important later in the day, taking leucine alone in your coffee ensures rapid absorption and maximum mTOR activation. As for important precautions, you may want to start with 2 grams if you have a sensitive stomach and gradually increase to the full dose. Individuals with a rare genetic condition known as maple syrup urine disease must avoid leucine supplementation. If you're taking medications for diabetes, monitor your blood sugar closely, as leucine can enhance insulin sensitivity. This is generally a beneficial side effect, but it may require adjustments to your medication under a doctor's care. One of my colleagues shared the case of a 74-year-old man who had lost 25 pounds of muscle over 3 years. He could barely climb the stairs to his own bedroom. His medical tests were normal, and his diet seemed adequate, but his muscles simply weren't responding. They started him on a simple regimen of 4 grams of leucine in his morning coffee. The transformation was remarkable. Within just 8 weeks, he had gained 6 pounds of lean muscle. After 6 months, he was back to playing golf and had even joined a senior softball league. His leg strength increased by 41%, and he could once again climb stairs without holding the railing for support. These findings are also supported by major research. A Japanese study published in the Journal of Nutrition followed 145 adults over 70 years old for 12 months. The group taking leucine experienced a 27% increase in muscle mass and a 34% improvement in walking speed. Most remarkably, they showed a 58% reduction in their risk of falling, which is a critical factor for maintaining independence in older age. The control group, which did not take leucine, continued to lose muscle at the typical rate of 3% per year. The combination of leucine and coffee creates unique benefits that go beyond their individual effects. Coffee's natural polyphenols appear to enhance leucine absorption through the intestinal wall. Additionally, caffeine increases blood flow to the muscles, delivering that leucine more efficiently right where it's needed most. This synergy helps explain why studies using leucine with coffee often show superior results compared to taking leucine with water. Recent research has also uncovered that leucine doesn't just build muscle. It also actively prevents muscle breakdown by inhibiting protein degradation pathways. This powerful dual action makes it uniquely effective for older adults who experience both decreased muscle synthesis and increased muscle breakdown. The University of Texas found that leucine supplementation reduced markers of muscle breakdown by 32% in adults over 65. The future of sarcopenia treatment lies in understanding and optimizing these powerful nutritional interventions. The key to success is consistency and proper implementation. You could start with creatine for 1 month to build your energy foundation. Then, add collagen peptides in the 2nd month to support your connective tissues. Finally, incorporate leucine in month 3 to truly flip the switch on muscle growth. This staged approach allows your body to adapt and maximizes the benefits of each supplement. Remember, these powders work best when they are combined with some form of resistance exercise and an adequate overall protein intake. Even simple bodyweight exercises at home or using resistance bands can dramatically amplify the muscle-building effects. The goal isn't to become a bodybuilder. The goal is to maintain the strength and independence that allow you to enjoy your golden years to the fullest. Every gram of muscle you preserve or rebuild represents more years of active, vibrant, and independent living. Now we want to hear from you. What's your personal experience with muscle loss? Have you ever tried adding anything to your coffee to boost your health? Which powder are you most excited to try first? Share your experiences and opinions with us in the comments below. We love to hear from our community. Thanks for watching.